Spacestation is flying high, but the blue wall, they're going to build it up through the stratosphere, folks. Let's play some Rocket League here. One of these teams staying alive in the uppers.
NA's #1 seed taking on the defending major champions. This is the upper quarterfinals, Stumpy Goblin, and I can't wait for this one.
Unbelievable battle that we're about to see. Because Spacestation Gaming, well, you've put it well. They are unassuming. They are a team where you think, how have they just got better since dropping their star player? And yet it comes down more to that synergy. But you look at Karmine Corp, and they are synergy incarnate.
Yeah, champion team always beats a team of champions, and believe in saying that LJ might be becoming a champion in his own right. This player has been absolutely phenomenal within their North American region, but right now, this isn't the North American region, this is the international region, and K-Corp is starting strong.
A big whip as well from LJ too. Hawks may be calling it off that ball. In the end, it just falls right back into the center. Exotic can tap it in nice and easily. 7 seconds, Karmine Corp start with that handicap.
Yeah, great start there off the bat. Not what we want to see from Spacestation. As we said, it's an interesting series because both sides coming off OCE matches in their first up game, so perhaps not quite warmed up for the North American or European gameplay, game style. However, well, K-Corp, they're looking in control right now. And if we're looking at the last 3 games that K-Corp have played, after losing the first 2 against Ground Zero, they have been utterly dominant. So this team looks on form.
I think, yeah, you look at the fact that they went to Game 5 versus Ground Zero, but then in the final 3 games, they managed to 11-1 them, and that won an own goal.
Yeah,
like it was a Karmine Corp romp. Spacestation Gaming, they went to 4, but I mean they have both had to battle through to the position that they are at, and in the upper bracket quarterfinal, that's exactly what you want. You want all these teams to have been fighting hard to earn the amount of points that they're currently on.
Yeah, you could say right now that K-Corp are looking better this tournament, but Spacestation, this team, this is what they do. They're just so consistent. It's not always the flashy gameplay, where sometimes LJ can get to work, but they just get the job done, as we said. They're such a well-rounded team. Arsenal in the interview talking about the 3-headed dragon.
Yes.
Just, it really epitomizes their gameplay.
Minute and a half, near enough elapsed, and that 1 goal 7 seconds in will still be the boon, but Arsenal manages to snipe down the other end, tips over that final defender.
Yeah, they just found a bit of midfield space. LJ off the ceiling, and Arsenal's ready downfield. Itachi had to commit last man. Arsenal too quick. Spacestation do tie it up.
Right now, Spacestation Gaming playing for their Worlds qualification automatically into the wildcard. If they beat Karmine Corp here, you can see them in that wildcard over in Dusseldorf in Germany at the start of August. Still a big battle because you need to be getting through the Karmine Corp. Blue Wall will not be making that easy.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be thinking about that one too much. It's just one step at a time, one game at a time for this Spacestation nation. As LJ gets a great 50, Vatira last man has to commit. He was a little bit slow to the ball, but he just knew LJ wasn't quite getting the touch. The fake underneath, the pop over the top from Hawks, so Vatira has to scramble. Spacestation now, they started slow, but they're coming into their own as Itachi has to defend. K-Corp just holding on.
Talk about Spacestation as that 3-headed dragon. That was 3-headed offense coming in from Karmine Corp. 1 beat in the second, also done. Finally, Vatira takes it round the top, but off the backboard on this chance, Hoxer sends it to the mid. Itachi is free jumping as many balls as he can, goes solo on this chance, up for double tap, actually does get that second contact, but Arsenal clearing it back into the opposite corner. Vatira now challenging it again versus Arsenal, and he was fantastic earlier, CJ, wasn't he?
Yeah, what a shot there from Itachi as well, just putting it behind LJ, bottom left corner, and we know for K-Corp, we saw it in the Ground Zero series, the way that they can just change up their gameplay on the fly. Not just in between games, but during games as well. And that was great awareness from Vatira to find Itachi in the midfield, and a fantastic, very well played shot.
I mean, the negative angle pass back into the center and then slotted in the only place that was near impossible for the defender to actually be able to save it away from. But from the top, LJ goes for the chip, isn't able to get it. Instead now Exotic, he pushes hard on Arsenal, doesn't let him wait to then poach that final goal. LJ towards the backboard, attempts to try and bump Itachi away from that chance, 20 boost. They're going to see him have to forego the ball on this play, and Spacestation Gaming, they can continue the push, continue to be strong past Central. Arsenal, that's on target. They're saved away by Exotic yet again.
Yeah, SSG just going for the slow play here. They're trying to wear this roster down with boost, control the pass infield. The 50, Vatira has boost though. and can work it out. A great bump coming through from Exotic as well. Now it's a counter-attack. He goes for the delayed flick, goes wide, back central. Now LJ counter-attack. Can Arsenal get to work? He goes for the top corner and touches in trouble. Pitches it off the bar. The shots are going over the crossbar, but K-Corp holding onto that lead.
Good lord, that save as well. Manages to clear it away, pinching it from the crossbar as well, not just a light tap. Waterfall straight back down into the 6-yard box. Now LJ finding Arsenal, intercepted by Batira. 1.5 minutes left. Arsenal tipping top corner.
You're joking, he slotted that top corner. His pre-jump found himself downfield. Batira couldn't get the touch. Hoxer has just thrown a dime up, and he's used the flip off the top. That might be goal of the day, ladies and gentlemen.
And cool as a cucumber. Arsenal barely reacted. Normally such a loud player, so bodacious in how he likes to carry himself. And yeah, he's thinking, no, part of it. That's only the equaliser.
Spacestation, as you said, this is a three-headed beast. That's the last player I expect to sit downfield for that. Redirected, another shot. What a save from Batira. Pitched out. Arsenal follow-up. He takes it to the sidewall. LJ there. Spacestation so composed in offense. They're happy to not bite off everything right now. If they can grab some boost and set up a better opportunity later on. LJ has to play some shadow defense. K-Corp sitting behind the ball. They've been up. It feels like they were ready to take this game number one, but SSG, they've got other ideas, Stumpy.
SSG on their offense have been sublime. We saw previously that, yes, they had good offense, but their defense versus power was incredible. They were pushed so hard, but now they have a chance to flourish versus one of EU's best. Itachi over the top of one. Arsenal can't connect to it. Hoxer does, though. More opportunities in the final 30 seconds needed, otherwise overtime, game one.
Yeah, and we know K-Corp can start slow. We saw it in the Ground Zero series, so this could be another moment right here as Space Station looking to equalise, looking to take this game number one. LJ, no boost to work with. The touch, he throws it downfield. The Space Station Gaming look like they're happy to take an overtime right now. Perhaps both teams is a bit of a misplay from Exotic. Arsenal throws it midfield, double commit from K-Corp. Ball still up, 0 seconds. The K-Corp want to end it here. A touch, he's off the sidewall. Hoxer's there, dropped down for Tira, blocked out. We do get overtime.
Arsenal with a beautiful block right at the death of game number one. We saw some icy plays from Batira's former teammate Enjoyo earlier in the Moist series at 0 seconds. He can't quite secure it, but Arsenal again wants to go for that dunk. First 10 seconds, Space Station Gaming, they squeeze that vice. LJ up for one, can't get the second, cleared long. Any blue jerseys the opposite side, not quite. Arsenal tipped to the corner, exactly where you want it. But when they're passing Karmine Corp, they find themselves dangerous. The Scorpion Sting, in the form of LJ, isn't able to find his way in the opposite top corner.
LJ, I mean, Batira's made that top left corner, top right corner, should I say. He's home right now. 2 saves, pinching it out of the corner. LJ almost getting the overtime winning here in game one, but K-Corp's defense has been strong so far. We said that Space Station's offense has looked just as good. We saw what Arsenal did earlier. Can he find something like that again? Is LJ pushing forward. He's got 0 boost to work with. Arsenal's there as well. Double commit and the corner boost from Space Station. That's effective, but LJ gets demoed in the meantime. Could be the end of this offense.
Time taken as well by Itachi there. Knows that his team are low. Makes sure that he just gets that nice touch into the center. He had 7 boost, but he did so much with it. Itachi again into the corner. Boost starting to get low for Space Station here. This push is going to need to be sustained with a couple of corner boost grabs. Hoxer takes it low with 5 boosts. Itachi reads it, goes low alongside him, and then bumps LJ out of the play. Batira tries to go solo, but with no height to it, Space Station Gaming can continue their own personal push.
Yeah, both teams' offense right now, it's jarring, it's awkward. They just don't know how to find a way through the defense. Can Hoxie get to work? He's got a flip reset. It's off the crossbar. Batira again finds himself in the right spot on the ground. And we still have overtime. We're pushing forward. LJ throws it high. Exotic can't get the touch. Itachi's throwing himself forward. Space Station looking more in control right now, and K-Corp looking a little bit rattled. LJ throws it to the corner. Batira should get the clear, but it sets up Arsenal. Exotic out of nowhere says, we're on offense.
Good pinch from Hoxer towards the opposite corner. That's the push onward. And Itachi gets rid of Arsenal. Batira gets rid of LJ. Hoxer to hold down the fort. Batira can't quite get on the end of that long ball sent by his teammate. 2 minutes elapsed in game one overtime. These two teams split by a hair so far. Batira, that goes waterfalling down straight into the box again. LJ with the miss. Make sure that he sits on the backboard like a spider. More chances as Space Station Gaming push to the opposite side. Exotic drops it very low. And oh no from Kokaster is exactly right.
It was a very awkward there from Exotic, but he does make do. He's got no boost, has to rotate out. LJ trying to find a teammate on the sidewall, but K-Corp looking for this offense, looking to end this overtime. 2.5 minutes now as both teams can't break the deadlock. LJ 50'd out. SSG trying to find a way through this K-Corp, through this blue wall. There's Hoxer pushing forward, working it into the corner. Itachi's on, he's got no boots, he's been bumped, and LJ says, "I'll take game number 1. It's Spacestation."
An aerial bump, the dogfight above that Karmine Corp net, and Hoxer is the beneficiary of it. Vatira manages to nearly save that one away, but LJ finds himself on the floor, can tap it home. Spacestation Gaming, North America's first seed, haven't won a single regional in about 2 years, and yet they're taking down Karmine Corp in the first game.
It's the team that's won every single possible regional and majors versus the team that can't win a single one, but Space Station, they're starting strong. We did speak about K-Corp's slow starts as well. We saw it in the Ground Zero series about really how slow they started
and they turned
how well
on
they finished. So
much.
There's certainly a massive hill to climb for Space Station, but getting game 1 is all important.
Also over on the B stream at the moment, Team BDS are currently in game number 3 versus Rule 1. It's 5.5 minutes into a 0-0 overtime. BDS win that, they're going to be going through. Rule 1 though, they are wanting to make sure they win that and for the chance of the best of 5 reverse sweep. However, CJ, we're here. We've had 1 overtime. It was beautiful. It was lovely. We all had a great time. Space Station Gaming, they managed to take that one away.
They did. It was a strong start there, and it's great to see NA's 1 seed. I had my doubts, guys. I'll say it. Space Station, as we said.
Me too.
Gibbs said it on the desk. They haven't won a regional. They're the number 1 seed. It feels like the least number 1 seed of number 1 seeds, but they have proven. They showed it against Power, who let's give Power some credit. They look good in that series. They took them down 3-1. And now they've taken K-Corp, game number 1, a strong start. It's fantastic to see LJ on form. Arsenal as well, sitting downfield, those redirect goals that he's pulling out. This is danger signs now for K-Corp.
Yeah, for sure. And K-Corp, these slow starts, they can happen as much as you like. You can get a couple of iffies, but in a double elimination format, you don't want a slow start. You cannot have a slow start. You need to be on from day 1. You can't be a machine that takes a while to start whirring.
Talk about the adaptability as well, what K-Corp did in that Ground Zero series, but even for Space Station, I was speaking to Sad Jr. after their first series, and this team has been ragged on Space Station for their scrim results. So he said they haven't won a scrim. If you guys care about scrim results at home, listen to this. Sad Jr. said this team, Space Station, have not won a scrim in 2 weeks. A single scrim against anyone. They lost to Elevate. But they're just working on different things. For them, it's not about results. It's about being adaptable, working on something and ticking boxes through scrims. What are we doing right now? Are we going to focus on defense? Are we going to focus on rotations? Trying out different strategies and then putting it or implementing it on game day.
Certainly working so far as they take that first one versus Karmine Corp. But it's another map. It's another, it's the next 5 minutes. See what you can do. Zotic tries to take a bit of a cheeky shot on there. Does manage to get a save away. And then LJ diving straight back down again. Vatira catches lightly, but it's going to be caught out completely short by Hoxer. Plunger boost for Exotic up in the air. No challenge coming down in the favor of the goal. That one being tapped wonderfully central. Itachi, with a lovely bit of control, finds Vatira in the midfield.
They are so good on low 50s this side, and Itachi again just finds a way through, baiting the defense of Space Station, and Vatira could just walk that ball in. I tell you what, if you just picked up Rocket League for the first time, I think you could have found the net there as easy as you like. Space Station's defense capitulating, and that is a question mark right now. I speak of the scrim results, but how adaptable Space Station have been, how they're always working on something. Coach Sad Jr. talking about that. Well, we saw Ground Zero against K-Corp, Stumpy. They couldn't respond when K-Corp switched it up. So this would be a great test for Space Station. How are they going to be able to adapt when the K-Corp army inevitably wakes up, when this blue wall starts cooking?
I mean, you say when they wake up. I mean, right now it's about 10 p.m. In France, so it's they're hopefully awake, but they are all gamers. LJ making sure that he sits himself on this scoreboard as well. Manages to score the first goal for Space Station Gaming, and it's a miss from Exotic. Takes it slowly, and LJ just throws his face at the ball, finds the open net.
I think the smoke screen called out K-Corp there, interestingly enough as well, from the demo, which I love seeing that in Rocket League. It's a bit of that factor that is a little bit RNG, the smoke screen off the demo and the loss of vision from that. LJ making the most of it, getting that equaliser, and now Vatira pushing downfield. He's found himself in midfield. Hox has to pre-jump onto the backboard. Does so. He's able to get to work as Exotic now. More midfield game, more midfield control from K-Corp. This is what we saw against Ground Zero, just stepping up the pace. playing for each other, but so far, Space Station have been able to respond. Oh, that's a great fake underneath from Atira. Got 2 of them, if you don't mind, in defense, and found a way through.
Fatty from the ceiling to the floor. Fakes out going for the reset and sends to a Space Station Gaming straight to the shops.
I really wasn't ready for that because it just looked like he'd stuffed up the air dribble, and with 2 Space Station members in net, surely they're going to be able to deal with that attack, but surely enough, it is Vatira after all. We have to give respect on the name, and it looks like Space Station maybe respected him too much because someone had to watch the fake.
Definitely something that we've heard mentioned quite frequently too, especially when you talk about vitality in this context, is what exactly are North American teams going to do against them? Same with Karmine Corp. You don't respect them. Don't respect them. Don't respect any team that you're against. Think, no, you know what? We're better than them. Space Station Gaming got caught short that time, but I'm sure that they will learn. I'm sure as well Karmine Corp were thinking, Hoxer, LJ, we can't respect them because when they have space, they have been tearing through the best North American defense we've ever seen.
Yeah, these majors, you have to have complete belief that you're the best players in the world, that you are the best team. And I think that is on show right now from both of these sides, NA1 and K-Corp as well. The Space Station, they found the equalizer before, but they need to do it again now. And LJ working the downfield. I don't mind the infield pass that it was on there. There was no midfield presence from K-Corp, but Arsenal just couldn't quite reach it.
Approaching 90 seconds remaining, and Karmine Corp with this 2-1 lead is nearly going to be completely destroyed as Hoxer takes a devastating shot on target, but saved away Exotic now from that backboard. Back left corner, picks up 100. He's going to be devastating on this attack himself. Matira central. Does he go solo? Does he find his countryman? Not attempting it on that opportunity. Now Arsenal up for 1, but with LJ bumping him out of the way, and Arsenal with an awkward touch back. It forced Karmine Corp to potentially secure themselves their 3rd goal, but Arsenal, good game management, manages to recover it, and then the possession falling straight back to SSG.
Yeah, he grabbed the corner boost as well, which is all important, trying to get out of defense, but they've got to get out again here. Itachi's waiting near post. Vatira's lurking. Exotic getting in there. No boost, but gets a fantastic 50. Now Arsenal, 50 seconds left. Space Station need to find something. He goes for the fake. Doesn't quite work. Vatira's there. Offloads it to Itachi. LJ pre-jumps. Forces a touch. Hoxer has to get this round. Vatira, the pre-jump was enormous. And he is able to get in the way. Exotic now. K-Corp looking for another goal. Looking for a 2-goal lead. Vatira throws the ball forward. LJ trying to find a bit of space. Does get a great beat out. Arsenal there. The bumps have to come through now from Space Station. 30 on the clock, Stumpy. They need one.
And one potentially coming in the form of Karmine Corp on their side to extend that lead. Itachi, a 15 tap from the ceiling. Doesn't manage to get anything from it on that chance. Exotic pinching it straight back in the frustrating pinches, lofting that ball, shutting down any of these seconds that Space Station would desperately want to claw back. Itachi does not opt to go for that long shot because the counter could come from it. Chance here, the final few seconds ringing down. Exotic sends it high, LJ up, Exotic to meet it yet again. Karmine Corp draw our series 1 apiece.
They just don't lie down at all at any stage this side, and they do get the tie up. 1-1 now in the series. As we said, only a best of 5. But the ball's in Space Station's court. It's in their Space Station court. Their space court.
I don't know why you're staring me in the eyes when you say that.
Space ball.
Space ball court.
Space court.
I would like to move on from you as a person.
I was trying to go for like a space reference.
Sure, I would like to stop this conversation if possible.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah, that's okay.
Sick, all right. BDS have just beaten Rule 1 as well, and my word, that has opened up a whole load of can of worms when we look at Worlds. They 3-0'd Rule 1, and now this series is guaranteed to have some kind of clinch. If Space Station Gaming win, they will be clinching Worlds, at least the wild card, depending on other results, but they will at least get the wild card. If Karmine Corp win this, Liquid will clinch Worlds main event. There are huge implications for teams from their individual regions. KC playing for another European team, SSG purely for themselves.
So you'd say the ball's in both their courts?
I really would like Cole to come back if possible, because there's no visa issues. So, Karmine Corp, they're 1-1, playing for Liquid, SSG for themselves, and the ball is very much in their Spaceballs court.
The ball is in the blue end right now with Space Station Gaming responding off that loss and winning off pressure off the kickoff. But, well, for Tira, he says, no, thank you. I'm going to go for a solo play. Not much boost to work with as LJ has to buy time for his team with the demos coming through. K-Corp really building that offense and building the confidence well. Look at the pre-jumps coming through. Vatira, 3rd man as well, right under the ball. This is scary for Space Station. They have to force this K-Corp roster back because they are building in confidence, Stumpy.
30 seconds gone. It's looking to be okay, so a very close match again, where both of these teams, they won't be thinking about the implications of this. It always comes down to we say what they're, what they're playing for. They literally don't care. They just think, let's just get this series and not think about every single thing that it's going to mean.
No, it's all about who wants it more.
Oh, is it?
It is. So
I thought it was about who scored more goals in each game.
I fully disagree with you, but all I do like is LJ going for a dunk almost off the corner as well. Tachi throws the ball forward. Arsenal again, keeping the ball in. I've been super impressed with Arsenal. He's looking like a mechanical, young, up-and-coming kid at the moment. And I love it. It's not just about the demos of physicality for him, as again, K-Corp looking very awkward here. Arsenal cuts rotation, grabs corner boost, goes off the sidewall, but Vatira meets him in the air. Incredibly
awkward defense there from Karmine Corp. But Spacestation Gaming, they didn't capitalize on it. It's messy, but it ended up being effective, even if it was revolting to look at. Tachi with one shot on target, gets it cleared away by Hoxer. Now Arsenal. Now, apparently, Mechanical Youngster, according to CJ, can just take a shot versus Vatira. And we were saying earlier, Hoxer, he has been in the RLCS for so long, but it feels like he's one of those Mechanical Youngsters as well.
It's massive respect to him as well, just to show you how he just keeps getting better and better, as we said. He's been playing for years on years now. As the shot goes across, almost the perfect counter-attack. LJ couldn't find the top right corner. K-Corp holding on. Arsenal grabbing demos on Exotic as well. Space Station look to have found a way back into this series, back into this game. The K-Corp, they just find a way. Even when they get demoed, when they look awkward, they just keep it out of their net.
I mean, K-Corp's 2v3 is better than most teams' 3v3 at this point as well. Synergy is unbelievable. Vatira, though, with an uncharacteristic miss on that side wall. There's going to be body blocking alongside Vatira. One touch on from Vatira. Exotic to the floor. A bump attempt on LJ. The second one ends up punting it straight over the top of Vatira himself. And I will say, Fatty has not looked like the player that we've seen previously. I feel like Exotic and Itachi have been great. They've looked fantastic. Vatira, I'm not going to use the word invisible, because he has not been. That's still ridiculous to say. But he hasn't seemed to be as comfortable here for whatever reason at this lap.
I think defensively he's been phenomenal, but yes, the offense hasn't quite been there. He did do the double fake, however, earlier in this series, and LJ almost throws one on net, but there's three members of K-Corp ready for the second touch. Hoxer throwing it central. The young up-and-coming rookie, if you don't mind. Or is it the land veteran? We just don't know what to tag him at the moment. But we love seeing this new lineup of Space Station. They feel like a fantastic, well-rounded team, as Arsenal does have boost. It's a fantastic touch. Forces out two from K-Corp as well. Everyone front post.
Awkward again,
of the blue wall, and awkward, as you said. Hoxer even more awkward. However, this is interesting Rocket League right now in the corner, as Arsenal's trying to find a bump, but it's pretty hard to bump Vatira.
Yeah, well worked out at that position from Vatira too. He was getting body blocked by two players and managed to weave the ball around. Does get a shutdown before he can work into the orange half, however. Exotic, challenging, does not manage to get it too much past that halfway line, and Tachi wants to fancy his way in there too. We saw previously Karmine Corp, they were pre-jumping a lot, mostly Exotic. Space Station Gaming, they are swallowing everything that Karmine Corp have been trying to give them.
Yeah, Space Station look fantastic right now. It feels like K-Corp are just trying to collect themselves right now, trying to gather themselves,
get back in the rotation.
Get back into business as the whiff comes through and Vatira capitalizes. The defensive mistake from Space Station. The blue wall's too good not to make the most of it.
Excellent pass central from Itachi too, but that miss is really not wanted. It was a completely unforced error. Vatira, respect to him, he manages to read that it might happen. It's a bit of an awkward cross ball. 1-0, Karmine Corp. 1 minute remaining. Vatira, second shot, second goal.
Yeah, 1-0, make that 2-0. Right off the kickoff, pinches off the sidewall. And look at the delayed kickoff. I don't mind it. Into the pre-flip as well. That ball has just found itself in the back of the net. A great redirect shot to just finish it off. But how good was that kickoff? I'm not going to mention the guy's name that loves kickoffs, because he just gets free publicity.
Well, you two aren't on good terms,
I'm not on good terms with him, no.
No, you've made a lot of enemies this trip, but I'll mention his name. Johnny Boy, you can hear his heart aflutter when you see a fancy kickoff in the RLCS.
I think Vatira loved it as well. He was laughing on the camera.
He doesn't mind it at all.
He's trying to go for a psycho. We haven't seen too many so far in day number one. LJ does get the clear Space Station now with 30 seconds left. Look like they could be facing match point here, because K-Corp, they're still on offense, they're still in attack, and they're not looking like slowing down so far, Stumpy.
Not at all. They're going to keep speeding up, making sure that they are the dominant team. 20 seconds remaining. Space Station Gaming, they need a goal any second. Hox is the man called on to do it. As the ball bounces opposite side of the pitch, Vatira catches, goes to the ceiling, challenged hard by Arsenal. final push, 2 still needed. Exotic left wing will shut down those hopes. Karmine Corp, they will head on to series points. One more game, and they will be yet another upper bracket semi-finals qualifier.
They have just been so solid here, K-Corp. Less shots that game as well, 5 shots to 6, but I mean, just the quality of their opportunities has been phenomenal. Spacestation couldn't find a way through. The clean sheet for K-Corp, and a 2-1 lead now, as we said, best of 5. K-Corp looking to advance into that semi. And Spacestation, as you said, the NA #1 seed. This is NA #1 versus EU #3. I know we've got a... It seems crazy to say, but...
Yeah, but NA are weird at the moment.
Oh, are we going to go there?
Yes, we're going to go there. Well, all right, before the crowd all comes in and we get told off for being all weird, saying North America's been weird, Spacestation have come first in the region, and they didn't win a regional. That's so peculiar.
It's honestly impressive, though. Like, it's more impressive than winning a regional and being #1 seed. So, look, they're certainly, their consistency cannot be doubted in their own region in North America. But the question is, where is their ceiling, and can we see it this major? I know that they've only formed, obviously, with Dan hopping across the pond to V1. Not really across the pond.
Hopping across the pond?
He's just hopping. Yeah, anyway, he's not there. And obviously with Hoxter picking up this roster, you know, the sky's the limit for this team, but are we going to see it this major, or will it be a World Championships berth? Obviously, they have to get there first. Oh! It feels like they need to step up another level, though. We need to see another gear right now from Space Station. That's what I'm trying to get at, Stumpy. Is that all right?
It took you such a long time to say about 4 words.
It did. No, it did.
It's okay. You're still new to this. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. 30 seconds gone, and we've seen 2 cracking chances. Hook shots coming in from both Karmine Corp and Space Station Gaming. Neither of them finding their way in. And LJ and Vati briefly locked in a Rule 2. Thank you.
Sorry.
Briefly locked in a Rule 2. But both of them back out of it, because ultimately, it doesn't mean anything, and you may as well play the game instead.
I would say that we can't call it a Rule 1 now that team is here at the event. Obviously, we just saw them play over on the B stream against BDS, but maybe we do need to call it a Rule 2 or a redirect on net, just wide from Arsenal. We saw it in the previous game. The follow-up, Itachi blocks it as well. Space Station, I asked for another gear to go up another level. We almost saw it, but K-Corp stepped up even further.
Just slicing that post. Weren't quite able to find the ball's way in. Vati finding Itachi central. 1 shot on! Manages to get it over the top of LJ. And 1 goal for Karmine Corp sets them closer to that semis.
What a pass from Vatira as well. Great shot from Itachi, of course. But that has to hurt for Space Station. Arsenal down the other end, finding the top corner. But just getting deflected out, getting the save. And for it to go down the other end, it feels like a 2-goal swing in the most important game here, in potentially the deciding one.
Minute and a half elapsed, and one of the quicker goals that we have seen in this series, apart from that one that was in literally 7 seconds in game #1, I believe. Hoxter up for 1, but couldn't quite stretch that stubby Octane. Managed to get his nose to it. Exotic moves down the pitch, wants to see Itachi in the middle, but Arsenal's far too quick for it. Vatira takes a touch, instead booms it nice and high. Itachi wants to then strike Hoxter in the skies again. Getting much more physical, but a few whiffs on players coming out, but at least making them feel uneasy. Arsenal looking utterly uneasy on the goal line. Jumps up high like a disoriented salmon and can't make any contact with that ball.
He was in a world of hurt on the goal line, as you said, disoriented. He couldn't work out where the ball was, where his car needed to be. And just caught front post. Great shot, great finish, but I mean, that's every day of the week sort of stuff for K-Corp. They're always going to be able to put that one away, all 3 players. And now they get a 2-goal lead. They're looking like a 3-1 to move on, as we said, into the semi-finals, into the upper semis. It's a pretty impressive start so far for this team. They almost dropped to ground zero, but as we said, since then, they have been looking flawless.
What?
It's Demo City, ladies and gentlemen. LJ gets the goal.
The Colosseum erupts into fire. LJ takes one, Hoxter takes the other. Vatira seeks revenge, but a goal finds its way in regardless. Space Station Gaming, they find their way back into this one.
I love when Rocket League just turns into a demolition derby and you just can't work out who's done what, who's on the pitch. As almost the kickoff goal for Exotic. That would have been terrible for Space Station. Doesn't quite go in though. It's back to a 1-goal lead. It's looking more manageable here for Space Station. A comeback. It looks like it's looming. It's on the horizon, Stumpy.
I mean, we're halfway through this game, and Spacestation Gaming, they have halved that deficit. LJ is up, but gets bumped awkwardly by Itachi. Gets punted in the rear, isn't able to make anything from it. Vatira beats one to the ball, gets the reset from the ceiling, goes low, beats the man on the goal line. Fatty Goat is in town.
Beats Arsenal in the air, and then he fakes it underneath. Flip reset, Hoxer in shambles, and places it bottom left corner, if you don't mind, as well.
And bottom left corner on the cam, Steve Vatira literally is shrugging, going, yeah, you know, I score those.
Sorry, what?
In English, that's I score though.
Oh,
because
okay.
he's French, he says I score those.
Wow, that sounded otherworldly for me. Perhaps in Space Station's planet. What do you think about that?
In space, I'm not going to think about that because that was worded horrifically.
All right, LJ's going to put it on net anyway, but Itachi's right there. A poor shot now, a one-on-one. Exotic has a flip, not again. Hoxer, he had nightmares from the Vatira goal just 10 seconds ago, but he does do well there. It's a 2-goal deficit now. It's brought back out. LJ's up, LJ's ready, and LJ puts it away.
Beautiful positioning from LJ. With one coming across from Hoxer, he just waits, he lurks, and he strikes. Vatira doesn't even see him, I don't think. Goes up just in case there's a man there, but LJ sends it straight back to where he originated. Space Station Gaming find themselves in a familiar position, just down by one.
Exotic wins the kickoff, goes for the pitch. Itachi's up, this could be dangerous here. Oh, great touch from LJ. Has been stepping up. It's only 1 goal now. There's plenty of time left for Space Station. They need to force a game 5. As we said, you don't want to be dropping down to the lower bracket at this point of the tournament. There's no third chances. There's no bracket. It doesn't turn into a single elim or anything. You drop a game, you've got to be wearing that for the rest of the tournament. And having to do it the hard way. Both teams want to stay alive, want to stay up top. Space Station certainly looking to get back into this one. We want Champfield. Everyone at home wants Champfield, and so does LJ. Redirect goes wide. Arsenal's there. He has boost. Has the control. Looks for the shot, gets a flip, but doesn't get the touch. Exotic's ready. Space Station still on offense. Arsenal's back post. Doesn't quite get it to work. K-Corp, they're the kings of the counter-attack. LJ's been caught out. He does get the touch.
The final minute, absolutely vital to the story of Space Station Gaming, and Karmine Corp, they are wanting to shut this down at just 3-1, finish it at the Coliseum. Hoxer takes to the skies. Itachi's going to meet him there and will come out stronger. Exotic sends it just awkwardly towards the net, sends it onto the back of Arsenal, in fact. And again, these seconds, they tick down so tantalizingly slowly.
30 seconds left now. What can Space Station do? They need to get it down the other end. Itachi, he's looming, he's ready, going for the low 50s. It's the K-Corp special. They're killing time off the clock. LJ ready, puts it on net, it goes wide.
There's a good chance, and this is just that offense from Karmine Corp that Europe has been terrified of for so many months now. Hoxer, central, Itachi to block and to chip it over the top.
Now Arsenal is in big trouble, gets a huge save though, needs to get down the other end. K-Corp, what can they do? Vatira, he's trying to call game, he's got a flip reset, puts it on, LJ's there, 2 seconds left. Is the ball gonna hit the deck? You betcha, K-Corp 3-1.
Karmine Corp jump and they cheer and they celebrate a very well-earned victory over the North American #1 seed, and with that win, Team Liquid also confirmed their spot in the world's main event. Huge push from Karmine Corp